Yeah, yesterday ended the stream just a little frustrated that we had another time skip, another 5-year time skip in the game. Uh, right after, having seen Joshua again for the first time in 13 years, we still have yet to vocalize that we saw him. We still have yet to acknowledge that any of that is occurring if Clive knows that that occurred. So I'm really just waiting for some of those story ends to come back together. um, but I think it's like relatively clear that like I hope anyway that now all of the story arcs are like kind of set up, the Ultima Joshua thing and the Empire and the Crystal Dominion and Waloed and and us carrying on Sid's legacy. Like, I'm kind of hoping that all those now that those are all established, I hope that they kind of come together into more of a cohesive narrative. So it was something Yoshi had said before game launch that game was separate into 3 periods of Cloud's life, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that it's a good thing or well done necessarily. I think that there's definitely some like perspective that should be provided. I'm still gonna stick with that. Like Clive's perspective on things that have happened, I think, are very important. And I wish that they would allow him to express that more. So, that's one thing I hope to see is just more of like his perspective, of like, what is my mother up to? Like, Clive hasn't even, I don't think even for a second, even suggested that like figuring out what Annabella's doing or like what she's been up to. And I'm just like kind of sitting here like, well, these are like kind of pretty big story things that you'd think would like kind of be addressed. So I'm hoping that occurs when we move forward. Clive doesn't give a shit about his mom because she hated him when he was younger. Right, but Clive is still royal blood walking around in the former Grand Duchy of Rosaria. So like it should matter to him. You know what I mean? I just wish he had a little bit more internal dialogue. That's all. So like, I just think hearing a character's thoughts is important to understanding their perspective on events that have happened, because otherwise we end up kind of having to interpret perspective on behalf of the character. For instance, did Clive see Joshua standing there? Did Clive see the phoenix feather appear in his hand? Like, it should not be up to me to guess if that's true. The character should express whether or not they remember that, in my opinion. Because that's, how am I supposed to know what the character does and doesn't know? Like, if his eyes were open, then he saw. But like, I don't know. And that, I think, is really annoying. I think that we should definitely be able to know. She's not on top of his priority list, if that makes sense. The problem is that I think over the story for like the last like several hours of gameplay, I don't know what is at the top of Clive's priority list. And that's my problem, is that I don't know what's on the top of the list anymore. I don't know if it's Joshua or the crystals and stopping the blight, or if it's continuing Sid's legacy, or if it's all of those things together. But I don't know what Clive's priority list is, and that's part of what's a little frustrating, is because I don't really know. I feel like I'm currently sitting at a point in the story where I could go in any direction, and I don't know which direction it's going to be. So we'll have to find out. I don't think that's a bad thing if it's early enough in the game. But I feel a little deep into the game to still have that kind of feeling. Does that make sense? Normally, other games, 12 hours in, like, you've got a pretty well-defined story, and you kind of know what you're going for, I think. All right, Vivian, tell me what you're going to tell me. View the state of the realm. Ask about the Crystalline Dominion. Oh, she's from the Crystalline Dominion, the crossroads of Valisthea, where one only has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its mother crystal yields more shards than any other, and its lands even now remain untouched by the blight. It's a blessed country indeed. Until Sanbreque elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon Twinside's heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see the land I loved so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him. Wait, so he abandoned it? Ask about coming to the hideaway. No game audio? Sorry about that. When I took up my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canberra, I did not think for a moment that one day I would count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life, and we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to the rescue, my curiosity would likely have proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease of life, as personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
Than anything in the academic world, I assure you. I don't like that, dude. Oh, God. Ask about Vivian.
One would think.
One would think my role was abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours, that's kind of like passive-aggressive, but okay, go fuck yourself. I offer you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it is only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And, of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Ninetails as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice. God.
Long though Sanbreque's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp.
So this is the checkpoint cutscene.
For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival.
This is the most
across
recent
the strait,
5-year
hoping
time
to
skip.
claim less blackened pastures.
Hey, by the way, how come it looks like the blight is coming out of that hole in the ground? Next to the Crystal Dominion. I don't like that. This is the exposition from yesterday. Yep.
Upon his sword, then Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sanbrequois boots.
And honestly, that part of exposition is totally fine. We already knew that they were warring, and we've got a cutscene of what that looks like. The next part is like what I was like, come on, man. I really wanted to see Oriflamme march on the Crystal Dominion. Like, what the fuck? And by the way, if the Empire is suffering losses while battling with Waloed, how do they mobilize an entire army to go and invade another land while also fighting a war? Like, what the fuck?
Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the Crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether.
Altogether easier because they don't have a
It
dominance?
was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which
They
could
were neutral,
legitimately claim to be the center of the world.
Oh, I missed that part. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. That's pretty relevant. They also have a big crystal tower and the biggest mother crystal of them all. Does it look to you guys? Never mind. Yeah, never mind.
Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins.
I think I was so upset at this part yesterday that I wasn't paying attention when she explained this part. They have no dominant and no standing army.
The treaty was the only thing keeping them in check.
Yep.
But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. the Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran.
Yaran.
Who will be left standing, I wonder?
Our friends in Yaran that were like a really big problem early in the game, but we have pretty much forgotten and completely ignored for the last like 20 hours of gameplay. Yeah, the Iron Kingdom. Yeah. We'll get to them, I'm sure.
When the last drop of blood is spilled.
Okay.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Speak with Harpocrates. Yo, it's my man Tomes! And Tomes sits at the front.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time.
You get a ship in FF10?
So long, in
no.
fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive.
Not like what you think, no.
You were missed, as
You do not.
always.
You ride on a
this
ship,
belongs to you.
but it's not the same.
Vivian asked me to return it.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. As to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates.
You mean the Dalmekian Empire? Because Hugo's part of the Dalmekian Empire, not the Ironbloods.
See if they can't furnish you with more books.
Hey, Faye.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones.
I think it could be that.
Mayhap we look in the wrong place.
And we still don't know who did that. In my opinion, it makes the most sense that the King of Waloed did that. I think.
There are still libraries
Barnabas.
to the north.
That's who I think did
I'll
it.
see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now.
Ah, okay,
We all know
GTK.
there's
Sorry,
no
man.
Such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Maybe Sid did do it, and we didn't know
I'll
him
be
as
back
well as
soon.
we thought.
I should get some rest
think
while I
so.
can.
I don't think you'll ever sell me on that. Sid wouldn't do that. Sid actually cared for Benedicta. He wouldn't cut her fucking head off and send it to someone in a box. That is absolutely fucking vile. That's crazy. What's this? I am not. Ye seas which gird about ye land of Valus, they are on all sides, doth churn most frothily with diverse and deadly creatures. Among these are beasts more prodigious in size than entire islands, yet customarily as placid as your very doldrums. Yet lo, when they do awaken, towering waves are driven forth, like in proportion to great mountains. Ye peoples of ye outer seas, in which these creatures dwell, doth live in great terror of ye writhing isles, as certain chroniclers make record of their being known. Never again. Oriange must have passed by. God. Oriange. Oh,
Not back a blade,
Hey,
but
Tarja.
we're already off solving everyone's
drip.
problems.
yo, Tarja got drippy.
Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
Her new duds are
And
fire.
then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Does that one have blood on it?
He's looking at the weapons. Hey, Karen.
And what can I do for you?
Ask about the past 5 years. Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies. She's
I
smoking
remember
a
it
fucking
like it
cigarette.
was yesterday.
I remember it like it were yesterday. We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome when Kupka's lot turned up. Yeah, she's smoking, just like Sid would have. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere there was, and a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries, try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that come what may, Sid will save us. Ask about the hideaway.
Well, you won't hear me complaining.
It's even roomier than the old one was. Got my own stores, even my own little counter. And thanks to you lot fighting the good fight, plenty of demand for me.
The only drawback.
The only drawback's the constant bloody racket. If it's not Doris and Otto barking their orders, it's Blackthorn and Bardolph banging away day and night.
Still,
If a pain in the ear holds the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. True. So I'm not gonna do any of those yet. I'm gonna keep saving to get the rendezvous ability. What's up, Blackthorn?
Back, are ya?
Ask about the past 5 years.
You've forgotten already, because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the ass getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those of us who put the old hideaway together. Still, that don't mean I intend on doing it again. Ask about the hideaway.
Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, a decent anvil, an apprentice that knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is all right and all, thanks to old Sid's bellows. The gods only know how I'd keep the coals hot enough out here on the mirror without them. Not with bloody crystals, that's for sure.
Nah.
Must have been a rough 5 years. Would have been cool to have more info on it. Thanks for keeping me on. You need anything, let me know. I gotta use the forge.
Clive,
Nice cock.
so what'll it be?
11 bolts. I can make another sword. Let's go, dude.
No scratches, right?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Anything else?
Ooh, shit. Cool. That's cool. Read Gav's letter. Wait, what's that? Hey, Jill. Clive's chambers. Jill just hangs out in here?
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Oh, I guess we're like a thing, aren't we? I mean, we hold hands and stuff sometimes. We're like a thing, right? Wall of Memories. What is this? First off, I like the music. Created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Sid. This crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. That's nice. That was nice. Hey! Loot my own base, hell yeah! Reading table. I wish I had needed a table for that. Reports, okay, the reading table. Okay, reports, letters, and other important missives are in here. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twin Side, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you're done to wear upon my return. Gav.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Okay.
Summoning an
Okay,
icon
this is
exacts
good.
a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
Think she wears that glove for a reason?
he did. He was there.
Oh, look, they talk about it.
It wasn't an illusion.
Holy shit. He does know.
I heard him call out to Ultima.
Fucking finally, dude.
If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
Okay. God damn it! Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Clive knows half of what happened. He doesn't know that Joshua absorbed Ultima. He has no idea that that happened.
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
He went back to knocked out after. I know. I know.
To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
music though. Oh yeah, that Sid theme going. Oh, meanwhile, Joshua, the Northern Territories.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?